Welcome to Bobbi Jo's. Today I'm going to be making, this is going to be creamy keto coleslaw. I know I've already done a video on this, but I'm also going to be making fried fish later to go with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my coleslaw, put it in the fridge, and that way when I do the fish this evening, it'll be ready to serve up with the fish. So what you do, if you haven't already seen the video, is you need a half a cup of mayo. I use this mayo. You can make your own, which is probably better, but sometimes I don't have time, so I go with quick and easy, and this is quick and easy. And this jar is almost empty. So this scoop is a half a cup. If you have a little more, that is fine. Creamier the better. Okay, you're going to want some apple cider vinegar, and it's going to be a tablespoon. So this little measuring cup I have here, it has teaspoons, up 3 teaspoons, 6, 9 ounces, milliliters. Now over here we got tablespoons right here. All right, so you do your tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Gonna want a drop of stevia, liquid stevia. I mean, you can taste it. If you want it to be a little more, add a little more, whatever you like, do. You're gonna need a half a teaspoon. I think it says a fourth a teaspoon of black pepper. I like black pepper, so I just grind. Okay, over here we've got some Himalayan salt. I'm going to do, it says a half a teaspoon, but I'm not going to do, I do about a fourth a teaspoon of it as well. This is a half a teaspoon, it's not full. A half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You just want to mix this all together. Okay, then over here, I got this from Walmart. It's a 10-ounce bag of angel hair coleslaw mix. You can also just get your own cabbage and shred it however you like it. There's other coleslaw mixes you can use as well. It doesn't have to be this one. And then you just pour this in and mix it all together. Just want to make sure all the cabbage is covered with the mayo mixture. And you just want to cover it and stick it in the fridge until, I think the cookbook, let me get the cookbook. This is from the Southern Keto Cookbook. Page 134. This makes 4 servings. Takes 5 minutes to prep it. 2 hours to chill. So they say to leave it in the fridge at least 2 hours. Now I make it in the morning, and then I'm going to serve it. Well, I'm going to have it by myself because Steve doesn't like it. But I'm going to have it with fish tonight for dinner. So the longer it's in the fridge, I think the better it tastes. If it's not creamy enough for you, add a little bit more mayo. You can adjust the seasoning. You can adjust the stevia. If it's too much sweetness, don't add as much. If it's not enough, add another drop or two. It has 2.9 net carbs per serving. It's 226 calories per serving. 4.7 total carbs per serving if you're counting total carbs and not net carbs. It's 1.8 grams of fiber in it. Anyway, I really like this coleslaw recipe. So I make it anytime I make fish or anything like that. All right, we'll be back this evening and we're going to fry up some keto fried fish. Okay, so the first thing I do when I fry fish is I go ahead and get my fish fillets rinsed off good. And I put them on a baking sheet with some paper towel, and I make sure they're good and dry. I'm making a lot because I like to have extra for the next couple of days where I don't have to cook again, because I like fish on my salads and all kinds of stuff. I bought a fryer for frying up fish because it'd be a lot less messy than frying it on the stovetop. Well, anyway, I bought this. It was supposed to be a 1.8 liter. This thing's a 3 point something liter. It's a lot bigger than what I actually ordered. It's like, well, this takes up so much space, but I found a place to store it, so I'm just gonna keep the larger one, but it was supposed to be smaller than this. Okay, I almost forgot to do the breading. Here I am about to mix everything up, but I have almond flour, grated Parmesan cheese, and grated pork rinds. And I just get these Walmart pork rinds. They're just plain. Only ingredients, pork rind and salt. And I mix all this together. Now, as far as measurements, it depends on how much fish you're going to be frying up. And you can add whatever seasonings you want to it. I didn't measure. I just added a bunch of ground up pork rinds. So this is probably about, I don't know, a cup and a half, 2 cups of pork rinds. About 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese, maybe. And I'd say probably about a cup and a half or so of almond flour. And then I added in a little salt, pepper, cayenne pepper. But I'm going to season my fish when they come out of the fryer. I have a little seasoning mix I do here. And I just sprinkle it on the fish when they come out of the fryer. It is smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. And I about overfilled my pie plate, so maybe I did a little much. But I got a lot of fish I'm frying over here. My fryer does about 4 pieces of fish at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and, it's already heated. I'm going to go ahead and get 4 slices breaded. So that's the breading. And this pie plate, I'm going to do 2 eggs. Alright, we're going to drop a piece of catfish down in here. And just coat it with the egg. And then I'm going to pull all this over like this. You can do it however you want. And I want to have some on the bottom. And then a little on the top. Going to let that drip for a second. And then we're going to smash it down in there. Use your dry hand. And just, I cover it with the stuff and just kind of smash it down so everything sticks. Then I shake it. And that's it. It's ready to go in the fryer. Let's do a piece of flounder. This is a big piece of flounder. I usually cut these in half. I do a lot of fish at one time because this is going to be a few meals. That way I don't have to make any other meals. And I like having fried fish on top of my salads. I eat a lot of salads throughout the week. And I always just add a protein to the top. And I like having fish. So anytime I fry up fish, I fry up extra. And I'll eat it for days. I love fish. This is a dry fork. You want to make sure you're using a dry hand or a dry fork or something to press all this down. And I don't know if you have to press it down like that, but I do just so everything on the bottom sticks good. See, it looks so good. I think with these big pieces of flounder, it may only do 3 pieces in the basket. Let's do another catfish. Steve loves catfish. I prefer flounder. My favorite is orange roughy or perch. It's good. Salmon's, I love all fish. I don't know what I'm talking about my favorite. But I prefer flounder over catfish. And I'm going to make some hush puppies, some low-carb hush puppies to go with it. And I'll show y'all how to make that next. So we'll just have a whole fish fry. We'll have coleslaw, fish, and hush puppies. And it'll all be low carb. Okay, let me get my basket. Here's my basket. Yeah, maybe 3. Because this flounder is about the size of 2 pieces. Alright, I'm going to drop this down in the oil. And I'll let it cook about 6 minutes. I'll check it about 5 minutes, but usually it takes about 6 minutes and it'll be done. And I'm just going to go ahead and bread up the rest of this fish, and then we'll work on some hush puppies. See my fish frying down in there? It's starting to brown up pretty good. So it has after it's done, you let the oil cool down, and then you turn it over to the oil filtration, and it'll drain all the cooled oil down here into this big plastic thing on the bottom for storage. It strains the oil so you don't have to do it, which is really nice. I like that. I like using the fryer because it's a whole lot less messy than cooking it on the stove. Because when I fry something on the stove, by the time I'm done, my whole area of the stove is just covered in grease. So this is a whole lot, and plus everything fries more evenly when you do it like this. Okay, it's been 6 minutes. There's my fish. Don't that look good? Always make sure this light's off and make sure that means it's heated back up. And then we're just going to drop it down in there. And we're going to put the lid on. This attaches right there and over that. And we'll let this cook for 6 minutes. Okay, so let's make some hush puppies. I've got a cup of almond flour, 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. We'll do about a teaspoon. I'm not measuring, I'm just estimating. Teaspoon of baking powder. You want about a tablespoon of sugar substitute. It says 1.5 tablespoons. I don't like mine that sweet. It says a half a teaspoon of salt. My measuring spoons are all dirty. That's too much salt. I don't use a whole lot of salt, but we'll do about that. You want to mix all your dry ingredients together. And then I'll be back in a second to do the wet ingredients. I gotta get the fish out. Your wet ingredients, you're gonna need 1 beaten egg, 1/4 cup of heavy cream, you need about 1/4 teaspoon. Y'all, I don't have a teaspoon. We're just gonna put a little in there. This is my sweet corn extract. There's all kinds of different ones on Amazon. You want 3/4 cup of chopped onion. You want to chop them real small. Mine aren't that small. I need me one of those choppers that chops everything evenly. But I don't really care if they're not super small. Just dump in your wet ingredients. Mix it all together. See, it'll form a dough. And And then you get a cookie scoop and you roll them into balls. You use a cookie scoop if you want them all to be even. I'm just going to use this spoon right here that I've been using this whole time. Roll it into a ball, put it over here on this plate. I've got my oil over there heated on, I think it's on 350, might be 355. They're not all the same size, but they're gonna work. They're gonna be good. All right, so I've got, well, this isn't already heated up yet. I'm waiting for it to heat up. When the light goes off, it's heated. I've got it set on 180 Celsius, 356 Fahrenheit. As soon as it's heated, I'll drop it down into the oil. All right, let's drop it. Now let me put the lid on. And you just want to cook them until they are golden brown all around. So you just have to keep an eye on them. Okay, I forgot about them, but they're a little dark, but they'll still be good. Okay, so here's my coleslaw. Get me a big heaping of this. I love slaw. All right, there's my fried fish, hush puppies, and coleslaw. And here's Steve's catfish and hush puppies.
Okay, this is excellent. It's got the breading has a great texture and flavor. Of course, I love fish, so you're getting the benefit of that.
Well, that's your catfish.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really good fish. 2 thumbs up, drool worthy.
Try the hush puppy.
Oh. A little cakey, but it tastes good.
Okay, so the fish gets 2 thumbs up, drool worthy, and hush puppies get
They get a 1.9 thumbs up, drool worthy.
1.9.
It's just a little cakey, but I love the sweet flavor.
The corn.
Yeah. It tastes good, it's just thick. Like that cakey.
I think they taste really good, especially to be keto.
Yeah, I love the taste.
They're excellent.
I mean,
Thank you.
It almost needs icing on it. It's cakey.
Probably the coconut flour.
That could be.
The coleslaw is jewel worthy as well, but he doesn't like that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.
This is awesome.